You may forget 1,000 faces in your lifetime.
But sometimes one stranger remembers you forever.
And sometimes that single memory becomes the reason someone didn't give up. This is not a story about fame. It's not about money. It's not about winning.
It's about a moment so small you'd think it didn't matter at all. But it did. Ethan lived a life no one noticed.
Not because he was lazy. Not because he lacked effort. But because he was quiet. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, put on the same uniform, walked the same cracked sidewalk, and unlocked the doors of a small grocery store on the edge of town. He scanned items, bagged groceries, and said, "Have a good day," hundreds of times. Most people didn't hear him. They stared at their phones, rushed past him, and barely made eye contact. Ethan didn't complain. But inside, he felt invisible. Years went by. Ethan watched classmates move on to better jobs, start families, and chase big plans. Meanwhile, his life stayed the same. The same paycheck, the same small apartment, the same silence at night. Bills stacked up on his kitchen table, and dreams he once had slowly faded into the background. A quiet voice began to whisper in his mind. Anyone could replace you. You don't really matter. If you disappeared, nothing would change. He never said these thoughts out loud, but they followed him everywhere. A constant shadow in his quiet life. Years earlier, on an ordinary afternoon, a woman had stood at his register. She looked exhausted. Her eyes were heavy, and her hands trembled slightly as she paid for her items. Ethan noticed. He didn't ask questions. He didn't offer advice. He simply smiled a genuine smile and said, "Take your time. You're doing okay." Before she left, she paused and turned back. She said quietly, "Thank you for being kind today. It mattered more than you think." Ethan just smiled again. Then life moved on, and he forgot about it. Or so he believed. One night, after another long shift, Ethan sat alone in his dark apartment. There was no TV on, no music playing, just the low hum of the refrigerator. His phone was silent. No messages. No missed calls. The weight of loneliness pressed down on him, heavier than ever before. And for the first time, the thought crossed his mind. What if I didn't wake up tomorrow? He wasn't being dramatic. He wasn't crying. He was just tired. So incredibly tired. That's when his phone vibrated, cutting through the silence. An unknown number. One message. It read, "You don't know me. But you once helped me when I didn't think I'd survive." Ethan frowned, confused. Another message appeared. "Years ago, a grocery store. You smiled at me. You spoke kindly when I felt invisible." His heart began to race. Then came the words that changed everything. "That night, I was planning to give up, but I kept hearing your voice. And I didn't." Ethan stared at the screen, his hands shaking, his breath shallow. He had no memory of saving someone. Yet somehow, he had. She continued typing. "I just wanted you to know. I'm still here because of you." Tears filled Ethan's eyes, blurring the words on the screen. All those years of thinking he didn't matter, thinking his life was small and insignificant. And without realizing it, his simple act of kindness had become someone's lifeline. He typed back slowly, his fingers fumbling with the keys. "I didn't know, but I'm glad you're still here." Her reply came almost instantly. "So am I, and I hope you know you mattered to me." For the first time in years, Ethan felt seen. Ethan's life didn't magically change overnight. He still worked the same job. He still had bills to pay. He still walked home alone. But something inside him had shifted. He stood taller. He spoke with more intention. He looked people in the eyes when he wished them a good day. Because now he understood something powerful. Impact isn't always loud, and purpose isn't always visible. His quiet life had an echo he never knew existed. Here's the lesson. Your smallest actions may become someone else's reason to keep going. A smile. A simple sentence. A moment of respect. You may forget it ever happened, but someone else might carry it with them forever. So be kind, even when you're tired. Be human, even when you feel invisible. Because you never know who's standing at the edge. listening for proof that they matter. And sometimes you are that proof. Thanks for watching.